Good to see you. I'm so pumped that Dylan Scott is with us on Pure Country. It's been a minute since I've seen you, and you have a lot of exciting things that have happened for you recently. I'm going to start with congratulations on your most recent #1 on country radio in the US. How does that feel?
It feels good, It's like it's my fourth now, and I remember after my first #1, I was like, man, I don't want to be a one-hit wonder, Like, hopefully we can keep doing this. So it just feels good. It feels good to know that we've get to stay around a little bit longer, in the country music world.
And okay, I read when you found out that you were #1 on the post, you said you were glad that you were able to crash that writing session that day. So when you wrote Can't Have Mine, were you not actually supposed to be in the room that day?
No, I wasn't. So Dallas Wilson, Matt Alderman, and Josh Melton, they were writing that day. And I had the idea. And so I called Matt that night before and said, hey, dude, we need to write tomorrow. I got this idea. So I'm writing with these other guys. Like, I'm just going to crash it. And I didn't even tell them. I just showed up and crashed the ride and brought them that idea, and they loved it. And we just all got together, and it was kind of one of those meant to be days, like I wasn't supposed to be there, but it was meant to be that I was. And it was just it was awesome the way it worked out.
And why was it Matt you were saying you were talking to? Like, why was it him that you were like, he's the guy I want to write this one with?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of success with Matt and Dallas. Matt, and Dallas. Let's be correct. Matt, Dallas, and myself
Yes.
we wrote Nobody together, and which was a #1 for me. So I don't know. I've got my guys. I've got my guys I like to write with. You're comfortable with, and when you have an idea like that, me personally, I just like to take it to people that I know I can. I just know for a fact we write good together. So that was the reason.
Cool. Well, congratulations on that. And probably more important than the #1, congratulations on your most recent addition to the fam. You've got
Yeah.
three kiddos now. How is that feeling? Because I have a lot of friends that have transferred from the 2 to 3, and they're like, then it just is complete chaos and you don't know what you're doing.
So far, there's no complete chaos.
Good.
He's actually little baby Baron is actually our easiest child so far as in the baby stage.
Love that.
Other two, yeah, they didn't sleep too well, and it took him a while to get him down to go to sleep. But Baron, he just eats and sleeps and smiles, and which is good because the whole not sleeping in the middle of the night, the older you get, that was tough,
Yeah.
So luckily that's not the case with him.
I know we have one little boy who's about to turn 3 in December, and he's always been so good. And I'm
That's awesome.
terrified to have another one because I'm like, I feel like there's just no way that the next one will be as easy.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's a 50-50 chance,
There's
but
any
I
good
can tell
chance.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, and when it's not easy, it's worth it, but it's tough for there for a while. So
So are you like when you have a song go #1, what's the process of that? Like, are you gonna be having #1 parties? Are you back in the studio and already like, I gotta write the next #1 now?
yeah, I mean, we're already working on obviously next single and what's to come, but it's kind of weird right now because I mean we had this #1 here at the end of the year where we're still out playing shows, but we're wrapping up, so it's not like we could all get together and really celebrate it yet, especially with
Yeah.
me with a newborn. But we will.
Yeah.
There will be a time to celebrate. We will have us a #1 party, and just looking forward to it. Like I said, very very grateful to have another #1, especially with guys that are my friends, and get to share that with them.
So awesome. And I follow along on your socials, and I have to ask you about, there's a video because your son, how old is your son, Beckett?
He's 6.
6. Okay. Because I kind of remember being that age. I grew up on a farm myself with my dad, driving around on a John Deere and riding with him, and seeing the video of him passed out in the tractor with you.
Yeah.
How awesome is it to not only just be a dad, but be able to share stuff like that with your son, especially at that age? Because I feel like now he's at an age where when he's in his 20s, he's going to remember those moments with you.
Yeah, I mean, look, my dream growing up was to be obviously a country music singer, and then as I got older, my dream was just to be a great dad, and have awesome kids, and I've got that. So look, I try to do it. You got to juggle your time, as far as being on the road. And then when I'm home, I got to turn that stuff off and just be a dad. Like, then that, I feel like I've gotten pretty decent at that. But I love it. The fact that I do have a farm and a tractor and get to take Beckett out there and show him, stuff that I grew up doing back in Louisiana, now in Tennessee is, that's the dream for me, is to do that with my son, and sons plural now, and my little girl. And it's just cool. That's what I look forward to the most.
That's awesome. And like a long, long time ago, we were talking about road trips with the fam and music choices and whatnot, because your wife and you have very different musical interests.
Super different. Yeah.
Is that still, it hasn't changed?
No, it's still super different. And what's crazy is my kids, they have a really good mixture of both of us,
Good.
my wife and I. So they love the old school rock and stuff. Me, I can't get into it, but they love old school country like I do as well. So it works out for the kids. Now I still just, I don't know. I can't win when it comes to road trips and the music. I still let her play what she wants to play.
I was really hoping maybe, because I will say, since my husband and I got together, our musical tastes have like become the exact same. So I was like, maybe
nice.
it's happened
Well,
for
that worked
you.
out.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. Our road trips are really good now, because it used to be that way. You put stuff on and I'd be like, oh, not this again. But
Yeah.
what are you most excited about Christmas coming this year and having a new edition like right before Christmas? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. When you're a kid, Christmas is a very magical time, right?
Yeah.
And then you get older and it's like you get so busy and you're like, oh, it's Christmas time. And you get out of that groove of the magic behind Christmas. But now that we have kids, my tree has been up since October. The kids are talking about it. We're doing all the Christmas stuff. So you're kind of reliving that childhood Christmas stage again, which is awesome because I love Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to, watching my kids do all the stuff, whether it's gingerbread houses, or we're going to go do all the things in Nashville they have planned. I don't know, all the stuff at Opryland Hotel. And,
Oh yeah, we'll be there too.
Christmas morning when Santa comes and all that stuff. So I just get to kind of experience, the childhood Christmas again, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's so true. Like when you have kids, not just Christmas, but everything you used to do as a kid, getting to do it with your kids makes you feel like you're 10 again.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing before we go, I want to talk about something really cool, I think, for you to get to experience. You have a new song out with Dylan Marlowe, and it's called Boys Back Home. And it's his first song ever on country radio. And is that a really cool position for you to be in? Because that was you at one point in time, releasing your first song to radio, and to know that he's getting to do it, but that he wanted you to be a part of that.
Yeah, this is I'm gonna just be real honest with you. The whole thing is really cool to me. I took Dylan out on his first tour, beginning of last year, 2022. We became really great friends. And so to have a song out with one of your buddies as a collab, and being his first single, like you said, at country radio, I don't mean this in a negative way, but I didn't have anybody that just kind of said, "Come on, Dylan, let's go." I had to get down to the trenches and fight and claw and do it myself. And Dylan's done the same thing. Dylan's a hard worker and awesome dude, and just his stage presence awesome, great vocalist. So, if I could be a small part of that, great. It's just cool, like I said, to share that with your friends, and it's popping off. Like, it's doing really well, and we knew it would. We had a feeling, and I don't know. I'm just excited. It's a cool time.
For sure. It's cool to be at that point in your career. Like, you were once that new artist, and to, like you said, get to help someone out like that and just be a part of that with him. And I think most people I talk to that release collabs to radio, it's a lot less nerve-wracking when you get to do it with someone else. So for him, for his first single, it's probably a little less stressful knowing that he's like got you alongside him.
Well, I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we've had some hits now, but it never gets easier. Hey, you still got to work hard, and it's part of the deal. But there's never a guarantee. But like I said, at least it's cool to have a song out and your buddies, and you get to experience that together, and it's gonna be a fun little ride.
we'll see what happens with it. But thank you so much for doing this. Congrats on another #1 and new member of the family. And I hope you guys have a really awesome Christmas time and you get to just soak it in with the fam.
Yeah, same to y'all. Have
Thank you
fun.
so much. Good to see you. Thank you, Dylan Scott, for
Dude.
being on Pure Country.